Attention all you fake-ass people, narcissistic assholes, backstabbing traitors, and users. Listen up. I've got a message for you, and it's not pretty. I've put up with your endless bullshit, your pathetic lies, and your manipulative games. You've taken my kindness for weakness, used me, and stabbed me in the back whenever it suited you. Well, fuck that, and fuck you too. I'm not your fucking doormat anymore. You can take your deceit, your betrayal, and your lies and shove them straight up your ass. I'm done with your toxic garbage, your fake-ass smiles, and your self-serving games. So here's my final message to all of you worthless pieces of shit. Fuck you. Fuck your fake-ass smiles. Fuck your two-faced bullshit. And fuck everything you stand for. I'm done with all your fucking bullshit, and you can kiss my fucking ass.
Yeah. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. What up, though, man? What up? What up? What up? What up with it, man? This the New Breed 313 Sports. Also, 313 The New Breed Real Talk, man. Like and subscribe to the channel. Really appreciate it, man. So, today's topic, as y'all can see, is the RG3 and Ryan Clark situation. Those that don't know, it's been some remarks being said about, both of them that's gotten personal. But I'm going to just let y'all look at it through the eyes of, yep, you guessed it, Stephen A. Like Stephen A. So let me get y'all to look at the video here. So here y'all go.
Two colleagues of mine that I need to address. It started with Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark's confrontation the other night. And it's something that we had discussed on Monday's show with Monica McNutt. Well, anyway, Robert Griffin III, RG3 as he's affectionately known, my former co-worker at ESPN, went on his podcast platform and said in the aftermath that it was clear to him that Angel Reese hates Caitlin Clark. Before we go any further, take a listen to what he said exactly.
So why do I think Angel Reese hates Caitlin Clark? It could be the fact that Aaliyah Boston had to save Angel Reese from ending her career. This is a still shot. After the foul that Caitlin Clark put on Angel Reese tried to hit her. But if it wasn't for Aaliyah Boston putting her arms in the way, Angel Reese would not be playing basketball anymore because she was going to sucker punch Caitlin Clark.
Now, low key, I mean, we don't know if she was going to sucker punch him, but there's a possibility that could have happened if Aaliyah Boston didn't grab her. But once again, as I stated in the Caitlin Clark Angel Reese video, that never would have started unless Reese pushed Ryan Howard. It wouldn't have happened if she didn't push her. If that push didn't happen, Caitlin Clark wouldn't have reacted and did the foul the way that she did. So, yes, Reese did start that. But the flopping and all that, but yeah, I mean, we might not know if he would have punched, but the hatred and the rivalry, you never know with Reese. But she just been all talk and ain't really been doing no action or no fighting or nothing like that. Like, come on, she do a lot of this. So, but I see what RG3 is saying. I respect what he's saying. But hey, it is what it is. But we're gonna go back to RG3.
When you've seen somebody get fouled on a basketball court in a professional league where they tried to almost sucker punch somebody.
Hey, man, I'm not gonna lie, man. His wife do look nice over there, man. I ain't even gonna lie. I ain't even gonna lie.
That they were friends with because of a hard foul. So where was this type of reaction last year when Angel Reese got chokeslammed by Alyssa Thomas of the Connecticut Sun? Y'all remember that?
Yo, hey, listen. Hey, didn't I just talk about that? Didn't I just talk about that? I just spoke about that in the last video. See? And it's good that he said that. Because Alyssa Thomas choked her ass and she ain't do shit. Oh, how soon we forget about that? That's why I keep saying she knows who to react to or who come at, and she knows not to. A lot of these little bully players, and she's a bully. She's a bully. She tries to be a bully. Let's be real. No, I know y'all, a lot of y'all don't want to see that, but she tries to be a bully.
That she got fouled so hard, they kicked Aaliyah Thomas out the game with a flagrant 2 foul.
Yep.
What did Angel Reese do?
Nothing.
She didn't get up and try to swing on her.
Sure didn't.
You know why? The reaction was different because of who did it.
Exactly.
And there is a lot of history there with Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese. You guys remember last year when Angel Reese celebrated Kennedy Carter getting that flagrant foul on the hip check against Caitlin Clark?
She showed
you remember that? On the sideline, just
clapping it up.
Yeah, baby, get her. You get her. Who celebrates like that?
Right.
For a flagrant foul on another player if they don't dislike that player.
Exactly.
I'll get into RG3's assertion.
That's real.
About Angel Reese.
That's real, though.
Sucker punch Caitlin Clark in a second. But first, I wanted to show y'all Ryan Clark's response to what y'all just heard RG3 say. This is on the Pivot Podcast. Take a look at what Ryan Clark's response was.
When RG3 jumps on to the hate train or to the angry train and now follows along with what we saw from Keith Olbermann, what we saw from Dave Portnoy as they poured on to Angel Reese to make her the villain in Caitlin Clark's heroic or hero story. Right. The one thing we know about RG3 is he's not having conversations at his home about what Black women have to endure in this country, about what young Black women and athletes like Angel Reese have had to deal with being on the opposite side of.
See, and listen, nothing against Ryan Clark. I like Ryan Clark. I've met Ryan Clark in person. Real good guy. Real cool guy. Once again, the race situation. Nothing to do with the race situation. Class. It's a class thing. Yes. The same thing Black women got to endure. Same thing Black men got to endure too. We go through a lot of stuff too that we still going through. And we get blamed by everybody, including our women, including our own men. We go through a lot too now. Don't get it twisted. It's not just Black women that's going through things. We go through a lot of stuff too. And we got to make up for this. We can't have no emotion. We can't have none of this and none of that. We can't have that. But nobody mentions that because we're not allowed to have feelings. Black women are allowed to have feelings. Black women are allowed to save their money and not spend their money. We're not allowed to spend our money. We're not allowed to save our money. We got to spend our money. So I don't want to hear the whole thing of what Black women got to go through because we got to go through we got to go through this whole thing too. They're not the only ones that go through stuff. Every race goes through stuff. It's up to you and how you want to live your life on how you do things. But the whole race thing, I don't agree with that. I don't agree with that. I don't understand why people bring up race in this situation. Do you see Angel Reese's behavior? Do you see that? And RG3 was spot on. This was some stuff I said on the last video. Alyssa Thomas choked her like crazy. She didn't do nothing. Because Alyssa Thomas don't play like that. She can play, and she when she grab you, you ain't going nowhere. I like Alyssa Thomas. And like I said, she knows who to go after. I've been saying this the whole time. These bullies know who they can bully. But when you get bullied, you like, oh, snap. Oh, I don't know what to do. Oh, man, what's this? It happens. Like I said, I like Ryan Clark, man. Cool dude.
Caitlin Clark's rise and ascension into stardom. If you're RG3, when is the last time within your household you've had a conversation about what she's dealing with? You haven't been able to do that because in both of your marriages, you've been married to white women. You haven't had opportunities to have those conversations to educate you on what they're feeling.
First, okay. This is where it goes left. What does him have to be married to white women have to do with this topic? He never mentioned anything about that. But then at the same time, Ryan Clark, don't you have a white baby mother? Don't you have a child, maybe one or two? I don't know his whole deal. But don't you have a child by a white woman? So what difference? And see, and this is another thing, and I'm gonna speak on this too. What difference and I said this, it's only a problem. It's only a problem when black men go out with other races. You don't find this problem when other races go out with other races. It's only when black men do it. It's a problem. Like, I don't know what type of discussions he has with his wife and stuff. I'm sure they have a lot of discussions. I'm sure he's very happy. Now, the way ESPN did him was messed up, but it happens. They done that and shout out to Stan Everett or Verrett or Everett. They got rid of him. Black guy. Been at ESPN for years. They let him go. But this whole thing has gotten into a race situation now. To bring up his wife, bring up the two wives and get into his personal life, that's uncalled for. This is a sports conversation. You don't bring up nobody's family like that, or their family, what they've been through in the family and their marriages and stuff. You don't bring that up. RG3 particularly talked about sports. He took it to a whole nother level. I can't respect that, man. I cannot respect that. I can't.
Feeling what black women deal with, what they're seeing when they think of a young Angel Reese. And the whole time that he's mimicking Angel Reese and bobbing his head and moving his neck while he's doing this whole piece, his wife is in the back, amening and clapping. And so to me, it's just another.
Now, I don't remember her clapping or amen or anything like that. I mean, y'all tell me if she was. But when I seen her, she looked at the screen and then she's paying attention of their child who's walking around. She's paying attention more to the child than she's really worried about what he's saying.
Situation that now this young lady has to deal with.
Whoa, that's a little bit deep, and I'll get into that as well, because some perceive Ryan Clark to having crossed a line there.
He did,
especially Mr. RG3 himself, who did not take kindly to what y'all just heard, posting another video in response to RC. Take a look.
Struggling with complicated content and editing software? I was too. Riverside really simplified things.
But Ryan, you crossed the line, man. You made it personal and some. I really believe there should be no space in sports media for personal attacks. I've said it before. But certainly personal attacks against wife and children have always been off limits. Ryan, you attacked me and my family in a public forum on a level that shows just how low of a human being you are. You can disagree with me all you want. challenge my takes, but keep my family and my wife out of it. That's a boundary that should always be respected, man. Always. Ryan Clark personally attacking me and my family because he disagreed with my sports opinion is a bad look for ESPN. It's cowardly, it's spineless, and it's weak.
Ooh, I got a problem with the shit that RG3 just said there. And I'll get into that in a second.
Now, I'm pretty sure I know where he's going to go with that. Now, he didn't say that on ESPN. He said that on the Pivot podcast. So I don't think ESPN is going to do anything or fire him or anything like that, which I don't think he should get fired for. But I know some people be like, well, ESPN shouldn't fire him, but they fired. But look at the whole Shannon Sharp situation. He didn't do that on ESPN, but he got back to ESPN. But that it's a different thing with that because that had to do with the assault thing. Even though ESPN could just come out and just say, okay, Shannon Sharp, we not gonna deal with this. We don't want to deal with the allegations. We're gonna let you go. Cool. It happens. But when it comes to you bringing up a man's having 2 wives and you got to speak on black women and all that, man, he doesn't have to speak about nothing with them. If black women want to speak upon them, they do it within themselves. We know what black women go through every day. They don't realize what we go through every day. And we don't have to, they think we don't have to have no emotion, or anything. But they can have the emotion. Their mistakes are getting praised. You have a child by somebody, many men. You're getting praised because, okay, you still can find you somebody good. That's the society we have in this country. But hey, I'll speak on that on a different video. But to say ESPN should fire him or do something to him, or that's not a good look for ESPN, but he didn't do that at ESPN. He did that on his own podcast. So RG can't say anything on that, but I feel his anger because you can't speak on him having 2 white wives when you have a white single mother. I mean, you have a white baby mother for one of your kids. So you can't say that. But let's see what Stephen A. got to say, man, because I already know he's about to go in.
But not before I read to you what Ryan Clark went right back at him after this and said, quote, bruh, you know what it is with me and you. I saved you the entire season on Monday Night Football. I urged people to let you be you, no matter how corny, how bad a teammate you were.
Damn.
I had your back. You're a phony, bro. One of the worst teammates I ever had, both on the field and in TV. You got to do what you got to do. I didn't attack your wife. I spoke on what you do on social media and TV. Like I said, I met your wife. She seemed like a lovely lady that was worth more than the color of her skin. You be good, bro.
You know who told him to say that? ESPN. His conscience. His conscience and ESPN told him to say that on Twitter. I'm pretty sure. Because I know he didn't want to go there. I think ESPN just said, hey, apologize to him and just make this work. Now, he didn't particularly come at his wife, but he did say you've been married to 2 white women. And you got to speak on black women. You got to speak on black women in the struggle. Again, he doesn't have to do that. And hell, you haven't done that either. So I don't know, man. It's it goes back to the coddling of women that should not happen. That's the accountability of women in this country. You can't do that.
All of this has led some to call for Clark's firing. Some of those wondering aloud if Clark would still be employed if called out a white colleague for marrying a black woman. First things first, a couple of things. I don't want to hear shit about Ryan Clark being fired.
Right.
I don't want to hear that. Ryan Clark is my colleague. He is my friend and brother. He is a good man, and he's a good brother. And there is no way on earth
Hey, let me let you in on a secret real quick. This stuff right here is something that you want to add into your.
that I would be quiet if he was fired over something like this. I'm not saying he's right, and I'll get into that in a second. But this is not a fireable offense. Now we're going to come back and we're going to bring it home. I don't usually talk about ESPN business, and I'm not about to right now, other than to say RG3 clearly is not liked by Ryan Clark. What Ryan Clark said, that's not something he normally does. Corny, phony, those are the kind of things he said specifically about RG3. That's what he feels. Saving him on Monday Night Football, I assume, and it is an assumption, that he's talking about the shrapnel of criticism that folks tried to throw in RG3's direction that he tried to assist in shielding RG3 from. But nevertheless, there's a lot to get into here. The first order of business to unpack is this. RG3, I'm not as tight with him as I am with Ryan Clark, but I respect RG3. And I do know there's some sensitivities there, dating back to the days of, when he was called the cornball, and obviously by one of our former colleagues, Rob Park, on national television. And RG3 admitted with his interview of me on his podcast that that's something that has stayed with him all of these years, and he felt that it has served to have damaged him. So there's certainly a heightened level of sensitivity there, and I understand where RG3 is coming from. I don't consider RG3 a bad dude. Again, just because I'm tight with Ryan Clark doesn't mean that I don't respect RG3 and we don't have a cool relationship, because we do. We might have had disagreements over subject matters we discussed in the past. We might have viewed things differently, but I respect RG3. I like him. I appreciated the job that he did on First Take. And personally speaking, I wish he was still at ESPN, which is what I said on this podcast. But what I want to address directly to RG3 is this. Number one, how do you know Angel Reese was going to sucker punch Caitlin Clark? What do you mean we haven't seen stuff like this before? We've seen plenty of times where somebody will get knocked to the ground and then they jump up like they're going to do something and get in one another's face without punches being thrown. You didn't know that Angel Reese was going to sucker punch Caitlin Clark. You have no evidence of that. You could have said it looked that way, but to literally declare that that's what Angel Reese was going to do, that's not factually accurate. So RG3, I think it's important to point that out, because by saying what you said about Angel Reese, that was serving to villainize her in a way that would get a reaction from a black man like Ryan Clark, along with various others, including myself, who didn't want to jump to that conclusion. You are right in terms of, in my opinion, I don't think they particularly like each other. I don't think that Angel Reese likes Caitlin Clark. When you waving a hand in her face when you was beating her for the national title, taunting her, But we have to remember that Caitlin Clark was taunting opponents all the time doing that. So when it was her turn to get her comeuppance, Angel Reese was more than happy to do so when LSU was en route to winning a national title and supplanting Caitlin Clark in Iowa in the process. The very next year, Caitlin Clark came back, and Iowa came back, and they gave it to him. And as a result, LSU went and they fell. In the midst of all of that, it was a tough season because Angel Reese was receiving vitriol from critics out there. And I don't think it was because of basketball. I think it was because of our behavior towards Angel Reese, which may, in some people's eyes, assist to whatever level of dissent she may feel towards Caitlin Clark. That's neither here nor there. My only point is you used the word sucker punch. I thought that was a bit extreme. And I thought that that was going to get a bunch of people riled up, particularly black men who are protective of black women. So I saw where Ryan Clark was coming from in refuting that statement, RG3. Now let me get to Ryan Clark. I love my man, RC.
Building your online business? Go.
That's deep. That's deep. That's deep right here.
I thought he crossed the line when he brought up you, RG3, being married not once but twice to white women.
Mm-hmm.
There was no need to go there.
Right, exactly.
But he don't like your ass. That might have had something to do with it. I'm not condoning him doing that. I'm not condoning him bringing that up. If RC rather, and I had spoke about it in depth, I would have told him, don't go there. Don't go there. No need for all of that. Okay? But I want to emphasize something here that's very, very important. RG3, he never attacked your wife. He never attacked your family. He was attacking you, and you know it. Now, that don't make it correct, the mentioning of your wife. I'll concede that. He didn't utter a negative syllable about your wife. He never mentioned your children. So when you say attacking your wife and attacking your family, your children, how did he do that? Ryan Clark did not do that. He talked about you and your behavior. He talked about how you lean towards highlighting her ethnicity. I don't know whether it's true or not. I pay no attention to that stuff. But I know what he said. And what he was saying was that. And he was saying she was much more than the color of her skin. He did in no way denigrate your wife. And he never mentioned your children. Not with what I saw. If anybody out there has an additional clip where you can point to RC attacking or denigrating the wife of Robert Griffin III or his children, show it to me. I didn't see that, RG3. I didn't see that.
Yeah,
and why
I didn't see that either. And I mentioned that. I think he mentioned that his wives, that he was married to 2 white women, but he never personally went after his kids or his wife. I will agree with Stephen A with that. I didn't see that in that video unless there's a cutoff in that video which we didn't see. But hey, let me know if it is. But I didn't see him talk about Ryan Clark talk about his kids or anything. I didn't see that.
I'm bringing that up because this is where it comes home, meaning to ESPN, where you worked for years. When you sat up there and you said it's a bad look for ESPN, I guess it's within your right to hit back at RC since you felt hit at yourself. But as somebody who works for ESPN, come on, bro. You know that was some slick shit you was doing, right? Because when you said it's a bad look for ESPN, you know that we work at a place where ESPN's gonna be like, what's he talking about? What's a bad look for ESPN? You didn't have to go there. That's between you and Ryan. Ryan said that on the pivot. Ryan shows up on Get Up. Ryan shows up on First Take. Ryan shows up on NFL Live. Ryan contributes to Monday Night Football. He never mentioned you on any of those places. Why on his podcast, on a spot that he owns and operates, would you ignore that to bring up ESPN? Because you were trying to get him in trouble with ESPN. You looking to ESPN for help to try and reprimand him when you should have handled that your own damn self. And I'm talking to you out of respect. I don't hate you, bro. I don't have no any animosity towards you. I said for public consumption. If it was up to me, you'd still be at ESPN. I thought you did a damn good job for various shows. Maybe not Monday Night Football because that's a team. And if y'all had vitriol, which is evidently true, with one another, that's not a pairing that works. I get that part. But there's a multitude of other outlets that you contributed to on ESPN, and I would have been happy to still see you there. Them letting you go, downsizing and all of that stuff, that's above my pay grade. I got nothing to do with that. And I'm not here to question my bosses any more than y'all question them when they let me go in 2009. That's the way it goes sometimes, particularly when you downsize it, monitoring your budget, your expenditures, and you're making decisions as to what's in the best interest and what's not in the best interest of a network. That's business. This with you and Ryan is clearly personal. What you bring ESPN in it for? You trying to get the brother fired? Ain't gonna work. Not if I could help it. Ryan Clark is a hell of a football analyst.
Yeah, he is.
He represents our company very, very well. I think he is outstanding. And with all of that I had to say about Ryan Clark as an analyst, it's nothing compared to what I think about him as a man.
So, all right. So, yeah. I mean, it got personal to the point to where it's going back and forth and stuff. I don't think anybody should get fired from their jobs over the stuff like this, but we've seen things like this happen before. So, with I just hope they just reconcile and just be cool with it, man. It's not that serious. When you get families involved over a topic that putting race into it once again, but this is the type of stuff that happens, man. You got black men over here fighting over Reese and Clark. This makes no sense, man. This makes no sense, and both parties was wrong in this situation. They both was wrong, and you know, it should just be squashed, man. But there wasn't no families being brought on it. Yes, he made a statement on him being married to white women, but that's it. It wasn't. He didn't make anything to his kids or anything like that. So, but it shouldn't be. Family shouldn't even be brought up into this situation anyway. So that's why I feel both are at fault. But Ryan Clark can't make a statement about him, and you have a sorry about that. But you can't make a statement like that, and you have a child with a white woman. So you can't talk about RG3 that way. But this is the kind of back and forth. But to say he's been a terrible teammate, you didn't vouch for him for a while, this is some stuff you didn't have to say publicly. Y'all just need to talk and just be like, hey, man, I was wrong. It was way out of proportion. Let's just end it. But when you're talking about he was a bad teammate, you done saved him a whole bunch of times and stuff, like, we don't know that. And you ain't going to see somebody at ESPN say nothing about that either. But again, it's been way out of proportion. Nobody's going to get fired. Of course, there's more people looking at ESPN because of this stuff, because we know how ESPN feels about black male commentators and things like that. So this is how it is. But it's crazy. But they need to just work this out, man. This is just petty on both of their parts. And grown men, man. It's like, come on, man. What we doing? What are we doing? Like I said, never met RG3. I've met Ryan Clark. Good guy, great guy, jokester guy and stuff. So, but this is just crazy on both parts, man. Y'all just need to just work that out. Have a handshake, hug that shit out, do something. That's how I feel. But hey, man, that's just my opinion. So y'all tell me what y'all opinion about this RG3 and Ryan Clark situation. Y'all let me know. Actually, man, like and subscribe to the channel, man. The New Breed 313 Sports, and also 313 The New Breed Real Talk. And also all platforms under the same name on TikTok and Instagram and Twitter. So y'all just shout me, holler at me on that. Or if it's some topics you want me to speak on, man, let me know what's going on and everything, what topics you want me to speak on and everything, man. If it's about sports or if it's about dating, relationships, reaction videos. If y'all want me to do a reaction video to a video, y'all send me the videos and I'll do that. Or if y'all want to join in on the videos, man, you know what I'm saying? Just get on the comment board and just I see you the link on the StreamYard, stuff like that and everything. So, I would love to hear y'all opinions about things too. But on that note, man, I'm about to get up out of here. I'm going to holler at y'all. Like I said before in the last video, man, Detroit Sports Spectacular is going on over the weekend. The Detroit Grand Prix, the Michigan Panthers last regular season home game. It's just a lot going on over the weekend, man. So y'all stay tuned. Whatever y'all do, have fun, do your thing, and just live it up. You know what I'm saying? Have fun. Live today like it's your last. All right? On that note, man, like and subscribe to the channel, The New Breed 313 Sports, and also the 313 The New Breed Real Talk. Thank y'all so much, man, for showing the love, the appreciation, and everything. And on that note, man, I will see y'all again in the next video. Peace out. Peace out.
Attention all you fake-ass people, narcissistic assholes, backstabbing traitors, and users. Listen up. I've got a message for you, and it's not pretty. I've put up with your endless bullshit, your pathetic lies, and your manipulative games. You've taken my kindness for weakness, used me, and stabbed me in the back whenever it suited you. Well, fuck that, and fuck you too. I'm not your fucking doormat anymore. You can take your deceit, your betrayal, and your lies and shove them straight up your ass. I'm done with your toxic garbage, your fake-ass smiles, and your self-serving games. So here's my final message to all of you worthless pieces of shit. Fuck you. Fuck your fake-ass smiles. Fuck your two-faced bullshit. And fuck everything you stand for. I'm done with all your fucking bullshit, and you can kiss my fucking ass.